Good evening, everybody. It is 7:18 here in Florida, and blessings to everybody. Okay, you guys, I just want to share a video with you that Amanda Christian from the Amanda Christian channel sent in to me. And I was like, wow, because our brother Paul had told me a dream a little while back, and I believe that it coincided with his dream. And I was just floored, and I sent him the video. And well, he said back to me, wow, actually going to watch it in full. And the reason why he said that, you guys, is because we kind of have a little bit of an ongoing joke between us, because I got about an 8-minute attention span and he has about a 20-minute. And that's about as long as you're going to get me on a video most of the time, unless it's a really good video that I am totally interested in, okay? Now, so I sent it to him. I sent him the video, and so he said, "So you remember my dream? I was watching a news broadcast and was waiting for reports from the first attack from Russia, and I was thinking it was going to be the East Coast, but the news reporter said first hit was Minnesota. So just looked up something and found out there's a town called Russia in Minnesota. So the first hit, in other words, you guys, is going to be from Russia. I was then on the Canadian border, and there was an underground tunnel. Now remember that, because this is in this video, okay, you guys, that I'm going to share after I tell you the two dreams, okay? And the woman told me there is Russians in there. Turn around and come this way. And I walked away from the tunnel. Thoughts? So I wrote him back because he said, you remember my dream? And I said, yeah, that's why I sent it to you. So what happened after that? Again, after Amanda had sent me that video, Sandra sent me a dream. She sent it in the email to me, okay, guys? She said, I need to write to you about a dream that I had because it doesn't make sense to me. It is again a short part of a long dream that is left clear without leaving my mind. I was standing on a riverbank, looked at a dark, deep water, and I saw a white whale. And so many times in my head, its species was repeated. Beluga whale. Inside, I felt kind of like fear. And from one moment to the other, I was in the other side of the water and standing on the top of a wall. The only thing I did was throwing a red bucket to the whale to get his attention away from me. Now, I gave her a quick interpretation, and she also says, that was again a part of my dream that is left clear with me. And the only thing I know about this whale is that they live in the Arctic water. I don't know why it is still so clear in my mind, and I needed to write it to you, my beloved sister. Okay. She also found out, she wrote me in another email, that the Russians were the ones that named the beluga whale. Okay. So I gave her a quick interp, and I will share that with you, and then we're going to go to the video. Don't go anywhere, you guys. This is just unbelievable. I believe this coincides with both of these dreams, and it was within an 8-hour period when Sandra had sent me her dream, right after Amanda had sent me that video, you guys. Okay, so you were standing at a riverbank with dark, deep water. Jesus is the river of life. It was dark and deep. That sounds like judgment. Remember, God allows things, pronounces things, and pronounces his judgments. He is always in ultimate control, especially where prophecy is concerned. We do have our self-will, you guys, but he knows, if you're going to go right or left, okay? He's going to know which way you're going to pick, okay? That's our wonderful Lord God, our omnipotent, our omniscient, and our, just unbelievable Lord God that knows all things and is all places at all times and is all powerful. Now, you are standing on the rock, Jesus. He is the cornerstone of the church. We are the church, having walls. He is the cornerstone, the starting point, the main wall that we stand on. The red bucket, again, is in reference to his red blood atonement. There are two scripts about buckets. And I'm only going to read one, you guys. This is in Isaiah 40:15. Behold, the nations are like a drop from a bucket, and are regarded as a speck of dust on the scales. Behold, he lifts up the islands like fine dust. And then I went down here and I said, I thought the first script, he lifts up the islands, may be in reference to the Poseidon underwater nuclear capability. Again, this is judgment from Father. I believe the Lord was showing you what is coming and to stand on and in Him and His Word because you are protected. And then I said, sis, a lot of times in our dreams we may feel fear because that is our natural response of our carnal nature. Or you could have just been sensing it was a fearful event. Either way, I believe you were being shown this coming event, but that you are very safe. Okay, so this particular video takes place in the Pacific Ocean. So I looked it up. It says the Pacific Ocean is a body of salt water extending from the Antarctic region in the south to the Arctic in the north, and lying between the continents of Asia and Australia on the west and North America, and South America on the east. So, as some of you may know, our sister Amanda has had the Aleutian Islands. She's had Hawaii. There are so many volcanoes going off everywhere, you guys. She also had an awake vision about Putin being underneath the water and he was planting his DNA and she could hear his thoughts and he was saying that nobody could know it was me. And if you don't know about the Poseidon nuclear submarine, please check that video out. I have a couple of videos, I don't know, about 20 videos back if you want to go back and look. It's just amazing, and that was sent to me by our brother Paul. Okay, and if I didn't say it, I just want to say I love all you guys. I love you, Amanda, Sandra, and Paul, and God bless you so very much for sending the video, Amanda, and the dreams, Sandra and Paul. And I love all you guys too. So anyways, also, I say here, wow, Sister Amanda sent me this video last night. I think this is in reference to your dream, just unbelievable. And again, this is what I was saying to Sandra, okay? Now, I'm going to go ahead and play this video.
TV channel Zvezda is on the air. It is combat approved. And we begin this issue in the very place that in the United States is officially called the Hornets' Nest. Here it is, the Hornets' Nest of the Russian Army. We are talking about the submarine force of the Pacific Fleet, but to call a cat, this is one of those rare places on the planet where submarine sailors draw their duty, probably in the harshest conditions. This place is called Vilyuchinsk. Most of the year it is frosty, almost half a year. It's covered with ice, and only 3 summer months can be considered completely snowless. There are no submarine bases operating in such severe weather conditions, neither in the United States nor in any other country in the world. Only Argejivo in the Barents Sea can compare to Vilyuchinskoye. It is also cold and harsh there, but the warm Gulf Stream still comes there. And therefore, Kamchatka is clearly in the lead in absolute terms of negative temperatures. Among all such bases on Earth, this is a true pole of cold. And from the point of view of geography, this is the closest point of concentration of submarines to the United States. Moreover, those with nuclear missiles. For our overseas colleagues, it is a real hornet's nest, which will become even more powerful over the years. It may not immediately catch the eye, but now there is a large-scale construction in the coastal zone, and these are not only submariners' special training centers and classrooms. These are, for example, many kilometers of underground tunnels and water mains with distilled water. So, what today's life of the underwater capital of the Far East is and what it will be like in the future. To see the nuclear submarine fleet in the Pacific Ocean with your own eyes, you need to fly to Petropavlovsk-Kamchatsky. There, you get into your car and enjoy the views of the volcanoes and the ocean. Then, the eye catches on the icebreaker, crushing the ice, but you go on. In 1 hour, you pass the first checkpoint. In another 40 minutes, the second checkpoint. Now, when you directly approach the territory of the submarine forces of the Pacific Fleet, your documents are checked. Here you find yourself in a kind of lock chamber gateway. Here we pay attention to the machine gunner, who has his own loophole. We pass on. So you get into the hornet's nest, but not in its center, one can say. You get to the outskirts. Here you will have your documents checked for the third time. Finally, when you come close to the pier, when you see the submarine with your eyes, it turns out that there is another control zone here. And here we, the journalists, are only allowed to go through with an escort. Please come up here now, accompanied by a high-ranking naval officer with the appropriate access permit. There is another gateway. By the way, it says so here, lock chamber. Entrance 1 by 1. Produce your pass. Despite the fact that the officer accompanying us has an electronic pass, he still is producing his identity card. We, as journalists, prepare our passports. After the fourth check, everything seems to be over. But no, an armed watchman meets you on the pier. In theory, he can open fire. Hold, who goes there? Captain First Rank Kuznetsov with inspection. Here is an interesting moment. We have reached the border of the post. It was here when the same armed watchman shouted, "Halt, who goes there?" We were stopped. Captain First Rank with inspection, this is our escort, by the way. He is Assistant Division Commander. The watchman contacts the officer on duty in the conning tower. He, in his turn, with the senior officer on board. Soon the fifth document check begins. And this is despite the fact that we have all the permits. But that's the order. This is about how the submarine forces of the Pacific Fleet are protected. Well, it took us almost 3 hours to go through all the cordons, and at last, the first goal of our visit. The nuclear-powered cruise missile submarine Tver was achieved. Tver is a ship of Project 949A Antony. The ships of this project are usually called the names of cities. Tver, Omsk, Tomsk are on duty in Kamchatka. The main purpose of these ships can be understood from the name of the division to which they belong, anti-aircraft carrier. And today, the Tver is practicing an attack on an aircraft carrier group. First, the simulated enemy is attacked by missiles, with all 12 of them at once. Then torpedoes are used. It seems to many that this is a journalistic cliche. If a film is about submarines, there must be exercises in it. Maybe. But no matter where the
Okay, you guys, I will be leaving the link to this. Do you guys remember the murder hornets? Well, I don't think I need to say any more. God bless you. Please keep looking up. And again, thank you to the brothers and sisters that contributed to this particular video. And God bless all of you, and much love to you.